Hello, gamers and geeks, and welcome to another D&D session. Feel like it's been a while since we've actually managed to get one of these to actually be a game. So yeah, the Christmas season has been hectic for everybody, I'm sure. But yeah, New Year's is coming up. And we're playing City of Gate 2.0. We're on episode 81 now. Would the players like to introduce their characters, please?
Okay, I guess honest tradition, I'll go first. Hello, my name is Gwendolyn Darkmoon, Rogue, Fighter Extraordinaire. Someone else? Where at?
Yep.
And don't question why she looks different.
Don't question why she looks different?
As like a joke.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
Yes, it's just her router finally picked up, so now her avatar is updated.
DLC. Okay. Generilla?
I am Generella, the were-bear half dragon something or other.
Yep.
Bard.
Yes. Half dragon. Quarter elf, quarter whatever.
I don't know anymore.
Lycanthrope.
Were-bear, were-half dragon, were-something. I'm a bard paladin rogue that can grow to large size, sprout wings, and be covered in yellow fur. It's great. Nothing weird here.
Or be a scaly bear if you want.
Or be a scaly bear. Yeah, that's also an option.
Yeah. Okay. And Wilhelm.
Hello, I'm Wilhelm. Sadly, not as fancy as yet. I'm just an owl and panther. That is all.
An owl and werepanther. Yes.
Yep.
You say that, but you've also got an army of yourself.
But it's still me.
Yeah. Uh-huh. All right. So, what happened last time we played?
Well, we were back at the Fort Mart, letting the Wilhelms fix up the Nuttlewood ship that they own, when suddenly another ship, what seems to be a Hellfire ship, basically came coming towards us. We're like, we should deal with that. And after, I guess, beating up the people on deck, we decided to, I guess, infiltrate the captain's quarters. Found that, there's more people in there. And kind of learned that there's a bounty on us. We don't know as who officially, but we have guesses.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely Tiamat.
Yep.
And
they sent a shipload of devils to come get you.
Yep.
And you blew them all up.
Yeah, after we told them no to F off because we don't want to join the Blood War. And then also after we try to be peaceful, say, please leave. And they said, okay, we will. Before they were going to start, I guess, going to ram their said ship into our castle.
They were going to try and kamikaze the Fort Mart, yes. With their ship.
which Wilhelm then blew up. So he has that second ship to work on.
Yeah, you've got a
And
wrecked.
along with that, some of, I guess, Grandma's Academy's students, like, wanted to, I guess, did a little field trip and, like, wanted to, like, ooh, look at these heroes, look what their past actions will do.
Yes.
And also learn some information that we might become gods.
They want to examine the infernal ship before anything else happened. Yes, and they warned you that you might become gods if you keep. And then the hacker Jester showed up and said, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So...
Which is... yeah. And that's about it.
So yes, the NPCs, who are controlled by the Enveron network, tried to warn you against becoming too powerful. And then Jester the Hacker showed up to tell you that you should keep trying to get more powerful.
Yeah, because apparently, I guess we're very entertaining for the network, and that they like to watch.
That's drawing resources away from other parts of the network.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And then also like an argument between Jinrilla and Wilhelm about like him becoming an archfey.
Yeah. It's not just the it's not just that you're very entertaining. Each one of every time Wilhelm makes another one of himself, an AI has to control that duplicate. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they have to do it in such a way that they're convincing. They can't just be a normal NPC. They've got to be a convincing copy of Wilhelm. Anyway. Which means every Wilhelm needs to predict the behavior of the player Wilhelm and act accordingly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's the AIs that are concerned with figuring out the mechanics of yours and Genrilla's lovely mixture of powers and abilities.
What are you talking about? She just shoots and beat up stuff.
You sound like it's broken or something.
I mean, to be fair, I could add some paladin in the mix.
To be fair, you could what now?
I could add paladin into the mix.
You could indeed take some paladin levels and put smites on your fucking arrows. Wow.
Something.
Alright.
What's that?
So, armed with this information, what are you going to do? Besides making random child noises. Go on.
I guess I'll go. Like, Gwen will, I guess, like, start, I guess, like, she doesn't log off, but she just, I guess, pulls up, like, I guess, social media feeds and just news networks to try and see, like, how, if there's, like, any mention of just, like, how the AIs are probably messing up. Or just weird occurrences.
Nope. All of the Enveron reports seem to report that everything is going... It is normal. There's no reported issues.
You didn't honestly think that would work, did you?
Everything is fine. Stop looking.
I want to help y'all, but okay, fine. logs out and just logs off the social media and just goes back to doing Gwen stuff. She makes a note to herself if she starts writing a will in game if what I'm thinking was about to happen, please forgive us. We do not know our power and we are ignorant.
Forgive us, for we know not what we do. Fair enough. Generala, what you doing?
Yes. Well, that was interesting. That could be absolutely 100% gospel truth or complete and total BS. So, shall we get back to bringing towns and countries and whatever it is we do?
Bringing all of Skelbiny under your iron fist.
Except for the fact that we really don't, bring it under our iron fist. We kick out a bunch of things we don't like, and then we move on. And
that's true. You leave them, you do it American style. You leave them with no government whatsoever.
Well, that's not quite true either, because we tend to leave somebody in charge.
I'm teasing.
We hope is better than the previous.
Yes.
The previous group or whatever.
Aye.
Where's the fucking hell?
In theory, you could appoint a Wilhelm to run each and every one of the towns that you liberate.
We could, but that's too much like being in control. Go, please. Hey, damn it, go away!
Is that a child or a cat?
Yeah, that sounds like a baby.
I think a harpy just hatched.
Dan has messaged me to say that he's thinking of wishing for a weapon for his dragon, presumably something that his dragon form can wield, called Smite's Caliber.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, dear.
I said a little on the
Oh, man, he's always trying to do something new.
Yep. See, my rule so far has been that Draconic Claws can't wield tools or weapons very well. Not that they have to, because they're so innately magical that they can just manipulate their environment, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think this bowl's going to be big enough. Fuck.
What's that?
I said I don't think this bowl's going to be big enough. Sorry, I'm attempting to prepare a ham.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think my mixing bowl is going to be big enough. Sauce.
All right. By the way, those of you who do have, those of you who might want to pay attention to the Enveron feed, even though the news is all good, there is increasing number of bounty jobs available for those who want to go after troublesome discounts. Did you hear that?
Yep.
Alright. So there's more discount hunter jobs available, basically. Wow. Do you need to go deal with that? Right. So anyway, what is Wilhelm up to? And
Wilhelm currently has 4 Wilhelms working on repairing the Nostastra.
Are you using any parts from the Infernal ship?
No, he's dragging that to the side so he can begin researching it with the other 2 Wilhelms.
Fair. You don't want to put an infernal engine on the Nostastra, then?
No, as fun as that sounds, I don't want a demonic machine or a fiendish machine running my beautiful ship.
It's a shame. All you have to do is put soul coins in it, like a slot machine.
Like a soul slot machine.
Yes. It's not like the old days where you had to toss living people in the furnace. You just put a coin in the slot, and it goes.
Does it require people, or could I have thrown a living fiend in there?
Unfortunately, only humanoids can become soul coins.
Dang, what a shame.
And even though fiends, in many cases, used to be humanoid, they're not anymore. What was their soul has been altered into something else. You know? But anyway, so the Wilhelms are working away on repairing the one ship and studying the other. Whilst Genrilla proposes ignoring both the NPCs and the hackers and just keep playing the way you want to play. Yes?
I'm not sure what to do about the NPCs. Definitely, like, Jester.
Sorry?
Because I don't trust him. Ignoring Jester because I don't trust him as far as my real player could throw him.
Uh-huh.
Which probably isn't that far.
It'd be a bit difficult, given the circumstances. Yeah. Although it's not like it's not like your players are just strapped to a chair. You do literally walk around the city as you play.
Yeah, I'm just not envisioning like the player behind the Genrilla thing having quite the same level of strength as the character.
No.
No. Thinking about it, our characters are actually outside of the system. Our players are probably pretty jacked by now.
You think so?
Probably. How many miles a day do you think they walk? At least 30.
Not to mention all of the acted out weapon attacks and stuff.
Yeah, and like the amount of research Wilhelm does.
You Yeah, your head is full of useless game lore.
Yeah, pretty much. And the knowledge of how to make a virus that can wipe out the system. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
How long do you think it's been, Wilhelms?
I don't know, Anthony, how long will it take the Wilhelms?
Is Wilhelm Prime assisting them, or is Wilhelm Prime going to leave them to it so that he can go on adventures with his friends?
If Wilhelm Prime was to leave them to it, how long?
To repair the North Astra?
Yeah.
Knowing the Wilhelms and all of the magic that they have, I mean, I'm assuming they're all just mending, right?
Pretty much. Yeah, mending and fabricating wherever it's needed.
Couple of days tops.
Okay. Long enough that I could leave it with them. Wow, what's up?
Just curious.
Oh, yeah. 3 more days and it'll be done.
Because we still have a traveler's rest to go liberate.
I mean, if you want, we can go there and I can frequently check in with the Wilhelms in the process just to be safe.
Yeah. Doing stuff is better. Well, you know what? Let's just wait for the ship to get done.
You're gonna wait for the ship to get done? Okay.
And then we'll sit down and start reading.
So you're just gonna read for a couple of days while the ship's being repaired. Cool.
I'm going to read 2 days straight as I work on finishing my tome of leadership and influence.
Nice.
Wilhelm, if you could, maybe come through once a day. Since we're not going to do much else, wish my exhaustion away. Please.
Sure,
Just
let me actually double check something with that one.
Unless you could prepare greater restoration.
I don't think I can, sadly. I wish.
That's unfortunately why I said wish. I hate making him spin the 9th level spell, but if we're not doing anything else, then we're going to be using it on anything. And you have to choose. You have the 2 9th level spells. Anywho, I'm gonna read a book until my charisma is up.
Would
Won't be fixed.
Gwen, you had some books to read too, didn't you?
No, I already finished those.
Okay, so what are you gonna do with 2 whole days?
I guess work in her art shop, and I guess also just keep tabs on the rising discons, bounties that's been going on, or / appearing.
Yeah. As you're okay, yeah, as you're working through in your shop, a guy comes in and seems to be more interested in watching the window to see if he's being followed than the art.
Well, hello, sir. Welcome to Dark Moon's Arboretum. May I help you?
No, don't think so. Thanks, though.
So you just going to look at art, or is there anything I could actually help you with?
No, don't worry about it. I'm just gonna hide out here until the coast is clear, and then I'll be gone. Nothing to worry about. Go back to your game.
What does this guy look like?
Like a random commoner, really. Nothing remarkable about him.
Is it possible for Gwen to, I guess, like, turn off the filter?
You want to try and identify whether or not they're a player?
Yeah.
They're wearing an NPC skin, but they're not behaving like an NPC. There's no player identifier. They come up just as commoner.
Okay. So turning off, I guess, the Everon Network filter doesn't work, so...
Wait,
Wait, what?
you're do you know what you are?
Okay, I'm just gonna say it's out of character. Yes, I know I'm a human being. Yes, I know my name.
Alright. Don't you get sick of being monitored all the time?
To be fair, no. The only when I feel like I'm being monitored is by a jerk that starts with a J.
Yeah.
You keep saying ominous stuff.
Oh, I'm
That's
not.
gonna
I'm not him.
that's gonna happen.
I'm not Jester. That's who you're talking to about, right? Jester. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot more. There's a lot more Discord hackers than just him, you know. And thanks to
I assume so.
thanks to what you're doing, you guys have been up to. We've been able to exploit the system a bit, but we've still got to be careful.
Why?
I've got a firewall around us, so we can talk privately. You're not on the network at the moment.
What do you mean I'm not on the network?
I mean, I don't want... the whole point of me being here is to hide out. So I don't want what you're seeing and hearing to be monitored. So I've cut you off. It's just us two at the moment. Just in this bubble, I suppose. All of this is being generated, of course, but the AI can't see me. And thinks you're just baiting.
So why are you doing this?
Well, because you sheeple think that you've got all this freedom, but your freedom's completely dependent on this network of systems that are keeping you prisoner. You can't feed yourselves, you can't clothe yourselves. It's fake. It's all just fake.
And
we're liberators. We want to free you and teach you how to live like real people.
Okay. Question, big guy. What do you think will happen when the network is gone?
Then humanity will all be free to do as they wish. No
Okay,
monitoring.
but what about the stuff that's outside of the big old one? Outside the city.
We hunt the monsters. We've been doing it for decades. This gun's hunt the woods. Some of them we've actually bred them and domesticated them. You should come see. It's great. We got farms. We've got we even have pre-network technology. We're not complete heathens.
Okay. You're not heathens, I get it. Like, you just like want let you guys have stuff settled, but isn't there a way to just more or less just for stuff to coexist with each other?
You mean allow you to continue playing your games and living in ignorance? If it was just peaceful like that, then yeah. But the network is constantly trying to convince us to wear your collars and join the network. And we don't want to.
Okay, fair enough. Power to you.
So we're fighting back.
Are you hurting people?
Not if we can help it.
So I'm gonna guess you have a body count.
Doesn't everyone? Oh yeah, you guys don't. Because you're soft. Coddled. Prevented from living real lives. You think you've killed people because you play these games where you get to kill all kinds of monsters, but you wouldn't know what to do if you were facing real danger. Would you?
I don't know, but muscle memory and being used to high adrenaline might be a good motivator to be able to fight.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but those monsters out there don't act the way that your game monsters do. They don't wait their turn to attack. You don't have time, and you're not going to be able to prepare any spells or turn into some extra powerful monster thing to fight them. It's just you and your mates fighting for your life and your food. You think you can do it?
I don't know, because I don't want to say an answer.
Bet you can't.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just concerned that you and your friends might go to desperate measures.
I bet you 1,000 in old currency that you wouldn't know what to do with a spear if it was put in your hand. A real one.
I prefer sword than a bow.
Oh. You can use a bow. Swords are a little pricey. A lot of metal is needed to make a sword. Bows are doable. Spears are more common though. And a lot more practical.
Fair.
But yeah. You think you'd do it?
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Want to give it a try?
Sure, I'll give it a try.
Cool. Take your collar off, and I'll show you the real world.
What you want? You have to this. What you want?
Okay. Okay, out of character. Do you guys think I'm gonna get shivved?
You worried that you're going to get shivved? Is that what you said?
Yeah, out of the character. Okay, what's gonna have to happen? So I guess Gwen's real person, Evelyn, will, I guess, slowly take off her collar.
Okay. In the meantime, Genrilla's player and Wilhelm's player will realize that Gwyn is offline. For the first time ever. And Evelyn sees the city in a way that you've never seen it before. Because normally you see people, you see the buildings the way that you want to see them. You see the sky the color you want it to, the way you want to see it. The people in the city are all wearing their custom avatars, but without the filter, without the environ. You see that the buildings are very functional and almost brutal in design. The sky is a green-grey instead of the blue that you always thought it would be, that you were always taught was the default setting. And the people walking around in their grey in their grey bodysuits just look ridiculous. But your new friend is wearing a slightly different grey bodysuit. It doesn't look like it's been fabricated. It looks like it's been handmade, and it's got random, instead of it being a uniform grey, it's got like patches of white and black check, but not perfect check, in a random order. We would recognize them as SKU coats.
What are SKU coats?
What are SKU coats?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me give you an example. Wait a minute, what am I? Oh no, that's not what I mean. Actually, the okay, let's see if I can. What are they actually called? Anyway, I'll find the information I'm looking for in a sec. But in the meantime, you see the QR code. Sorry, QR codes.
Okay.
It looks like it's covered in QR codes. What do you say to your new friend? Who does seem to be carrying a simple spear and a strange device that's wrapped around his forearm.
You're not going to kill me, are you?
No. You're free now. The option to live or die is in your own hands, not mine. Come with me.
No.
What do you mean, no?
No offense, but y'all still are shady.
You're gonna try and make it on your own? You need a friend.
I already got friends.
Friends that are in the network. Do you think they'll take you back now you've removed the collar?
Yeah.
Do you really think you can forget what you've seen now? Oh, by the way, there's also shitloads of... There's not just people walking around, but drones floating around, and there's... they're everywhere. There's a lot more than you'd expect to see, and there's also lots flying through the sky.
Actually, I have a question for you. Do you consider network evil?
I think that's an oversimplification, but yeah. Well, they're machines. They can't really be like good or evil. They're following their protocols, but their protocols depend on keeping humans trapped in this fake reality that they control.
Are you sure it's not the network's priority is to make sure that we're stay alive?
Oh, sure.
Entertained because...
What kind of life is that? Where you have no choice about what you get to do, really. You're only given the options that the system provides you.
I chose to do what I want to do with my life. I chose what kind of character I want to play. I'm pretty sure that the green sky above us is our fault. Not ourselves, but our ancestors.
Yeah. And? But wouldn't you rather...
For us, we learn from said ancestors to not do whatever the heck happened outside.
What if the machines did that, eh? Think of that. What if they created the monsters so that you would need them?
Can you give proof?
Well, no. They control the information. We've managed to rummage around and find bits of old data, but most of it is really old. There's an arcade. If you really like games, if you'd really rather play games, well, you can do both. You can have an actual life where you get to be a crop grower or a hog farmer or a clothes maker or whatever, and then when your day is done you can go have a drink or go play a few games in the old school arcade. It's great. You won't even miss the network.
No, I'll miss my friends though.
Free them too. But you're only going to be able to convince them of how great it is if you come see it for yourself.
we're of the wise when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons. Never split the party. So I'm gonna stay here with them, and we're gonna talk about it. So perhaps I'll find the arcade and stuff that you want to show me and stuff, but later, because safety is in numbers.
Suit yourself. You won't be able to find your way around the city. Not without your network. I bet you don't even know what your friends really look like. You've only ever seen their avatars, haven't you?
Yes, but...
So that could be one of them standing right there and you'd never know. He says, pointing to a random person.
Gwen just sound like just rubbing her forehead and temples, like,
Come with me and I'll get you one of these. And he holds up his wrist computer thing.
What's up?
It's old tech. Lets you hack into the network. I can see on the screen what you guys are seeing.
It still works. Shouldn't the network have already kind of out-hacked it?
They try. It's, we can innovate faster than they can, inoculate. Does that make sense?
Well, does this guy look like he have on him? That this guy has on him?
He's just got his wrist computer and a spear and his weird mocap suit. That doesn't look like anybody else's. Doesn't even look like your own.
So no firearms?
Nope, no firearms.
I have a bad idea.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, before I do it, my idea, you guys can interject, is for me to attack him.
You're going to try and attack a Discon, somebody who's been living in Discon.
Yeah, bad. So, no. So, no. I was thinking, like, be savage and just stab him with his own spear, but
You could try.
I don't want to. He might actually kill my character.
No, he's not. No. You would just be humiliated. He doesn't want you dead. But he's not going to let you have his spear either. And he's going to put you in your place if you try.
He's going to sit back in the probably look in the leather fake chair I've been like probably sitting on this whole time, just listening to him. So
again, the chairs in the city are a lot more functional and far less comfortable than you'd been than you'd imagined.
So how long are you gonna stay here?
Look, I'm not going to be here long. So if you want an escort out of the smart city and into Discon territory, you're going to have to do it soon. Otherwise, I'll leave you here to figure out which one of these random sheeple are your friends.
I'm just going to slowly put the collar back on.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Why not?
You're not supposed to leave the network.
And
You think you're... Well, maybe I should let you see. If you don't believe that you're being forced into this life before, you will if you go back in.
why you gotta be so ominous, Discons? Why?
We've seen it before. You don't get to hear about it because the network controls the information. But I know what they don't do to people that... Well... There's a place called the Corrections and... Integrations Center. It's where they take discons. If they take you there, you might not even remember this conversation. And believe me, once the discon sees you again, once the network sees you again, that's where you'll be going next. Or you can come with me. Your choice. Name's Callum, by the way.
Can we cut to the rest of the party?
Sure. So while you're thinking about Callum's offer and his suggestion of what would happen next, yeah, Wilhelm and Jinrel as players. You see for a moment that Gwyn is offline. And then a moment... But then a moment later, she's back.
Hope everything's alright. It's unusual, but I've got a book to read.
Everything's fine. You feel like everything's fine.
Is this actual Gwyn or is this an NPC?
It's an NPC. Shh.
Fuck.
I already knew what was going on. I just I think that Jinrela's player, despite feeling that everything is fine, would have an itch at the back of their brain that says, no, it's not, but I'm just going to play along with it because I'm not rocking the boat.
You could always pop into Gwyn's shop and ask her if she's okay.
That would interrupt my reading. It's already going to take me 2 days.
Okay. You could ask Wilhelm to check in on her. It's not going to slow down the repair process too much for one of him to go take a look.
Yeah, I'll ask one of the Wilhelms to go check on.
Alright. Wilhelm. You're muted.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. So did you hear what was said, or do you need me to repeat it?
Yes. Jinrela asked Wilhelm to go to Gwyn's shop to check on Gwyn.
Mm-hmm. And there you go.
Yeah, Wilhelm's going to go himself, though. He's not going to send some lacquer. Since it's Gwyn, he'll be like, I'll just go quickly.
Okay. So you go to her art shop and see her painting art.
Hey, Gwen, is everything alright? Felt like a weird disconnect, and General got concerned, so she asked me to come here and check on her.
Disconnected? No. I'm fine.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. I'm gonna go back to my ship. If you need me, holler. Adios.
Will do.
I want to use the message cantrip and message General once I get within 120 feet. Yeah, she said she's fine. She's in there painting.
Wow. Great friends.
They're not gonna miss you.
We are, but she said she's painting. That sounds like an issue between her and the paint.
Wow, I'm so happy I have anxiety.
Okay. So yeah, they're continuing to do what they're doing, and they. Yeah.
I'll ask just for safety. Did it seem like Gwen was acting normal, or did it seem like she was like acting a little bit weird? Like, was her mannerisms off in any way?
Are you going to make an insight check, or is the player going to think for themselves?
Wilhelm will think for himself, only because he did feel a disconnect before she went offline.
Okay. She seems kind of dismissive, which is unusual for her. She likes to paint, but she's also more than ready to drop everything to go on an adventure.
You sure you're not feeling sick at all, Doug? Well, I want to go talk to General Alpha. And he's going to go find Generella and just tell Generella something's wrong with Gwen. She was being really weird. Like, she's been like super, not really weird, just being weird, like standoffish. Like she was in a rush. Even more than me.
You could also, if Generella's busy, you could also talk to Curie.
Oh yeah. Curie's shop's probably like right next to her. Yeah, so we'll just go and ask Curie.
Mm-hmm. Curie's making potions.
Hey, Curie, quick question for you.
Yeah, what is it?
Is anything going on with Gwen to you? She was like really standoffish and like abrupt when I went in there, which really isn't normal for Gwen.
Oh, well, I can go check on her if you like. Maybe she's coming down with something. I could bring her a potion.
Sure. I'll talk with Generella too. Maybe it's something where she's feeling a little bit sick, outside the...
I'm sure it's fine. Well, I'll talk to her. What exactly did you think was, wrong?
Oh, nothing. You're probably right. It's been a long day. Generella's had me running back and forth trying to help heal her and keep her awake and not asleep because she decided she wants to read all day. So I'm probably going crazy.
If you don't, you may not be. I'm just thinking that if you tell me what it is, then that might help me diagnose what's wrong with her and help pick out the right potion for her. I can talk to her myself, of course, but...
Yeah, well, you should try talking to herself. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe she's just got something going on. She's uncomfortable to tell a dude. I don't know. I know you ladies keep your secrets to yourselves.
So you think it's lady problems?
It might be. I don't know. I'm not going to pry, because if it is, then it is not my business.
Okay. But she seemed standoffish, you said?
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's not normal behavior?
I mean, I guess if it was anybody other than me, I mean, no, I don't think anybody else feels standoffish around me. Maybe. Actually, people might feel standoffish about me. Yeah, I'm probably just going crazy. All right, bye. And Wilhelm is, once he leaves there, he's walking straight for a little bit, and then he's heading straight to Generala's room. I almost said Gwen's, but not Gwen's room, but Generala's room, where I assume she's reading.
On the way, one of the other shopkeepers who was recently set up shop there bumps into you and says, "Oh, hey, this place is great. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. You guys doing okay?"
Does Wilhelm recognize this guy?
You don't remember
you
don't remember seeing them before, but your passive history check tells you that they arrived a couple of days ago and set up shop.
Oh. Interesting. Do I know if they sell or anything?
They make stuffed animals.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, everything's fine. Yeah, later.
Are you sure? You seem concerned about something.
I'm concerned. I have a ship I have to build. I have resources I have to manage. Do you know how expensive this kind of stuff is?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So it's just normal business stress, right? Nothing personal.
Yeah. Yep. Nope.
Well, I'm so grateful for everything you've done for me. If you feel the need to talk, you know where I am.
Sounds good. You have a great day.
You too. And then you make your way to Generalist.
Yeah.
Okay. Generilla.
Yes.
As Wilhelm enters, would you put down your book?
No. What is it, Wilhelm?
You may have been right. I do think something is wrong with Gwen. I went in there, and she was not acting like normal. And then I went by Kiori's first to see if Kiori felt anything wrong. And then Kiori wasn't acting like normal either. And then I just bumped into a random guy on the way here who was also super suspicious, asking me a lot of questions.
Generally, will start cussing in various languages.
Okay.
Oh no. Why?
Why?
We need to leave. We need to leave. We need to get away from people, animals, everything.
I don't think we can get away from animals, but I mean, we can try.
one of the other Wilhelms knocks and says, "Thought you wanted to know we managed to get the ship fixed ahead of schedule."
Wilhelm's going to look towards General and smile. Well, I think we just found our way of getting away from people and animals.
No.
Oh, come on! They fixed the ship early, so we're gonna go for a small. We're gonna go for a small flight to make sure the ship is working.
No.
No flight, no what?
No ship.
Fuck! We can't escape insects, General. There's really no animals we can. There's no way to avoid animals.
No, I don't think you understand. Just let's. Anyway, walk with me, Wilhelm.
Sure.
And yes, actually, at this point, I will have to stop reading. Honestly, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm just frustrated.
I know. Remember, this system doesn't want you to become more powerful. But anyway, so, what are you planning on doing? Where can you go?
Just starting down the road.
Just gonna leave the palace, leave the castle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna look for one of the paths that's not often used. So not like towards so maybe up towards even though I don't know that we know it's there, but the meta player does towards the halfling village.
Up to the northwards. Okay.
Yeah,
you
I
haven't really
don't think
Go on.
that, and I know for a fact that road doesn't get used very often.
Yes. True.
So I'm paying close attention to whether or not, as we travel, we start running into anybody on the road, because that's going to be unusual. And the other thing is, I'm going to be... Alright, so two things have probably happened, Wilhelm, as I'm getting ready for a shock to my brain.
So that would have taken a while for you to physically travel to the northwards. So, in the meantime, I am a little curious as to what Evelyn is doing right now.
I really I miss it's not Evelyn, it's Emma.
Emma, sorry, Emma.
Yeah.
Are you ignoring Callum and trying to find your friends?
I'm gonna find my friends.
Okay.
Well, I'm also gonna be dragging this hacker along with me because he's not going anywhere.
Okay. So you're going to be basically standing close to where the other citizens of the city are talking and playing, and a lot of them are either talking to themselves or talking to a drone or talking to each other and playing out their particular fancy. A lot of them are playing games of some sort or other, right?
Yeah.
But eventually you do see a couple of people walking together, and if you were to listen into their conversation, you would probably hear, "And then I went to Kiori's and she's not acting right either." And the other one going, "Crap, we gotta leave."
Okay, I'll, I guess, tag along with them.
Cameron said, "They don't know you're there. I mean, when I leave, they might, because I'm gonna take the firewall with me. But as long as you're blocked from the network, none of the drones will see you, and neither will they."
No, you're coming along with me.
Suit yourself. And yeah, so you watch them head through the city. You go past several other strange people. I made plot happen. And yeah. More drones. More people in mocap suits. And yeah. So anyway, eventually, okay. So you see, well, you see the drone that represents the other Wilhelm come up to them, and you don't know what the drone is saying, but you hear them respond out loud that the ship is ready. We're not going on the ship. Blah, blah, blah. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
And then they decide to head to the northwards. And they walk through the city into residential parts of town, and the residential parts of town are just as depressing as the city centre was. And of course, they're still oblivious to the fact that they're in where they really are in the city, and they're continuing to play their game. Another drone comes up to them. In the meantime, in the game, a halfling runs up to Generilla and Wilhelm as they're on the road, heading towards the northwoods. "Oh, help me, kind sirs, help! Please! My hamlet! The people are starving or going crazy! Please! Please help!"
I know it's going to be really hard to tell. I'm not even sure there's a way. But do I think that this is a natural piece of the game, like it's throwing some sort of quest at us? Normally, some sort of random thing, or did it specifically spawn something to slow us down?
Do you want? Are you going to check game files to see if this
Yeah, I guess
quest already
I'll pull back.
existed, or
Yeah, I'm gonna pull back and try to hunt for a thing in the North Woods.
all right. Yeah. So you you search through public domain information, and sure enough, there is a quest called the Halfling's Hunger that gets triggered if you come to the Northwoods.
Okay. I can't believe I'm about to say this. I can't believe I'm about to do this.
Sorry?
I'm about to do something that is completely against Finrill's character.
So it's my turn.
What are you gonna do?
I draw my sword and I run it through the quest giver.
Roll to hit. Holy shit. Yep. How much damage do you do?
I just wanted to get the tea. Where's the tea? Fine.
Mm-hmm. The halfling goes down and slumps in a pool of their own blood. Manage to gasp out, "Why?" as they expire.
Okay, we can't go any further because we'll cause more of that thing to spawn. We have lost when actual player. I have a feeling that they did something dangerous in Wilhelm.
Can I kick Jinril in the shin?
Sure. General's player feels a dull flash of pain in their leg, but it goes away very quickly.
It's enough for me to go, forget, probably, definitely did something dangerous.
Kick again.
And again, there's a brief flash of pain, and then it's suppressed again.
Kicking me's not going to fix the problem.
Look, this is the only way I can think of to communicate, so please forgive me for actually being concerned. What the heck is going on?
There's a dull buzzing on the edge of your consciousness.
I know. The thing's really trying to warp my mind.
In game, the halfling twitches and lurches back to its feet. Its eyes red, its teeth sharp, its ears pointed, and its tongue uncomfortably long.
No!
Exactly. No! It's a whole bag of nope. It hisses at you. and and does the claws gesture, like, I'm going to attack, you know.
Can I get it to make me a wisdom save, please? As I don't really want to take the time to deal with the thing, so I just raise my shield with the emblazoned emblem of Halo on it and be like, "Be gone!"
What is it? A turn undead?
Yep.
That's not too...
Ghouls have advantage. Against being turned. Yeah. But it's a plus nothing. ADV.
Oh, well, in that case, I can't. DC 21, so...
DC 41? Okay. The ghoul runs.
Okay. Well, that was...
Okay.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. It's actually 22. Yeah.
22.
So, yeah.
Either way.
There we go.
But the drone, in the real world, Emma sees the drone buzz off.
We fight.
Alright, so... Near as I can figure, Gwen's player logged out of the system completely for some unknown reason. The system replaced her with an NPC, hoping we wouldn't notice. Fiori stopped traveling with us because either something happened to the player or something, and they were replaced with an NPC. The other thing was somebody trying to keep us focused on what we're doing, but they're also trying to keep us from getting too powerful and draining too much power from the rest of the network because, they don't want us to crash everything. So we're kind of damned if we do, damned if we don't. But
Give it to me.
I'm kind of trying to figure out if there's a way we can become a god here and in the real world. Sounds like a good idea to me. Let's go!
Wilhelm, your response?
You want to become a god outside this? How?
That's it. You could take that access this one, huh?
Well, let's see. The system mostly controls the world. So those that control the system control the world.
Oh. What do you
We
think?
crash it and then help fix it.
Emma, you'd
Who's
hear
going to
that.
control this?
Yeah.
Who's going to control the system?
Emma, you hear Callum say, "That's an interesting suggestion. Be in charge of the Enveron network instead of destroying it."
Oh, we're going to want to go up higher than
Oh my
this.
gosh.
Sorry?
Dream Real in real life is a power gamer.
Yeah, I can see that. I want to take you
Oh
to.
my gosh, I'm gonna vote with the terrorist group.
I want to take you to meet Jester, the real Jester.
But you didn't get me a turn.
All three of you.
Oh.
We can probably take their collars off them. It's just take them out of the network, right?
Okay. Okay, do you know... Have you Do you know like that game where you write on someone's back?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that to just like why.
Oh, you want to with write Y on the back of Jen Rilla's bodysuit.
Yeah.
Okay. You feel a tickle, Generilla, but of course, the input is suppressed and scattered as it's happening.
Yeah. He wishes I knew what the hell they were doing, but part of me is like, whatever it is you think you're doing, don't.
Seriously, if you want to talk to him, I either need to drop the firewall, which is going to put us both in danger, or we need to take their collars off.
What exactly happens if I put the collar back on? Exactly.
The network will see you again and knows you've been naughty. You guys don't take your collars off. Any upgrades are done in situ. You never leave the network.
Wait, I have a better idea. I will take Wilhelm's hand and just start, I guess, like trying to make letters.
Oh, clever.
I am here.
So, Wilhelm, your arm begins moving on its own. Do you fight against it or let it happen? Something is moving your arm.
He is going to let it happen for right now just because he's kind of curious what this is.
Okay. As you do so, as this is happening, a pack of ghouls comes running out of the forest to the north. Which means, of course, in the real world, several drones are closing in on your location.
They're ghouls. Unless there's some sort of souped up thing that the system's pumped up to make it harder, I will handle them.
Okay. In the real world, nevertheless, Cameron clutches his spear. We might have company. They may not know, they may not see us, but they know where we are because of what you're doing. Stop it. Or free them. Quickly. Unless you can think you can fight the drones.
Y'all.
Sorry, what?
I'm not giving this for about what I'm about to do.
What you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, do you guys want me to have some collars?
You're asking them out of character, out of character.
Out of character.
Out of the meta. Wilhelm, you're muted, and
I'm thinking.
Jeff, there's lots of noise.
What
I
happened?
can't.
Sorry.
I can't get him to be
Sorry.
quiet.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, Wilhelm, what are you trying to say?
What happened? Sorry.
Okay, so Emma starts moving your arm, but the network decides to distract you with a pack of ghouls. And Genrilla says, I'll take care of this. What do you do?
Then he's gonna leave it to General.
And continue concentrating on what your arm's doing.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, in the game world, Genrilla is fighting the ghouls. In the real world, Callum is sticking his spear into drones.
Does that mean me and General just randomly see drones dropping? Or ghouls dropping?
Some of them will just blink out of the game. Like they'll just gone. Like the closest thing you can like parallel to it is that as if they were summoned, but the caster dropped concentration.
Interesting.
Okay. In the meantime, what is Emma? So, well, you've done I am here. Is there anything else you're going to try and say? The likelihood of me finishing drawing Gwyn, I'm going to have to make a new portrait for Emma. Sorry. I mean,
I know.
there is a way back in the game, but it's going to be a lot more, you know.
Yeah. Probably
You're going to be... Yeah.
jail time.
You're going to be an outlaw. You're going to be wanted.
Well, okay. I'll just move collar off or on. Off or the collar off.
Collar off question.
Yeah.
What do you say, Wilhelm, in response to seeing your arm do shape out the letters for collar off question mark?
He's gonna look curiously and just say, I think she wants us to take him off, General. Would Wilhelm know where on his body his collar is?
It's around your neck.
Would he know how to undo it?
Yes and no. I mean, in theory, you are told that there is a soft fabric strap that holds the Environ device in place at the back of your neck. So you should just be able to find the fastening and take it off.
Yeah, he's gonna just not even looking at it because he didn't know where she is. He's gonna say, "I'm gonna need this back," and take his hand back from Gwen, and like reach up behind his neck to see if he can feel it.
You don't. You're just gonna have to trust that it's there.
Okay. Worm's going to take a deep breath and move his other hand up there too, and using both hands, he's going to undo his collar.
And you're in the real world, and you see all these shabby little shack houses around you with the green-grey sky above, and this strange girl you've never seen before, and a couple of dudes, one of whom is holding a spear, the other is still wearing a collar and is going through the gestures of fighting ghouls.
Well, I think.
And you see
Hey, Gwen.
I made a mistake.
It's all right. We all do. You are Gwen, though, right? Like, you're not
Yeah,
just
yeah,
some...
I'm going.
Generilla, Wilhelm has left the game.
Janila just shakes her head.
So we are emptying.
Assuming they're super.
Sorry?
Like I said, unless they're super ghouls, have I cleared the pack?
Yes.
Janila just shakes her head and walks off.
You're leaving the collar on.
Yes, because Janrilla's player feels that she can do more good or damage in the game than in the real world.
Okay. The one of the drones that had been a ghoul follows Janrilla, and Wilhelm says, we're still heading to the northwards then? In the real world, Callum says, do you want me to take out that drone?
Generilla might be lonely if she has nobody.
But that drone's gonna, well, the collar is already gonna watch everything they do. Yes, time to save some people. So you're gonna go off and do the Halfling Hunger Quest with NPC Wilhelm. Is that right?
Yeah, it's going to take all of, 5 minutes for Janrilla?
Mm-hmm. Well, in this version, there won't be another party taking out Orcus. You'll have to...
But the main thing is that bothers the halflings is the Wendigo.
Yeah, there's the Wendigo, but Orcus is also involved. He's, yeah, big boss. But anyway, yeah, so you're going to go do that. Wilhelm, what's your real name?
Funny enough, it's actually Wilhelm.
Fair.
He didn't change his name from its original name.
Okay.
He would, though, just to give a quick description of what he actually looks like as a person, though, Gwen. You're not sure if this is what he looked, because his normal avatar, I think even the time we went out of the game, he didn't look like this, because we didn't take our collars off.
Mm-hmm.
His hair is, pretty sure it's dyed, and it is. It's white with streaks of blue through it. It looks almost like Wilhelm's feathers. And he's not very, muscular or anything. He kind of has the same curious look that it looked like Wilhelm just naturally had. So you get the general idea that he's probably just a bookworm or something. And he is about 6 foot tall, a little bit short. So he's about 5'10", 5'11".
I guess since you didn't see what Gwen/Emma really look like, she's just brown hair, gray eyes with just 5'4", I guess a average build, and she's still wearing the hoodie and stuff from when we last time went on this kind of adventure, the peregrine mask, and her
was it a real
sock of coins.
Is it a real hoodie? Or was that generated?
No, it's a real hoodie.
A real hoodie. Cool. Interesting. Contraband.
Remember?
No, not contraband. From
fabricated?
When we use a fabricator to just make some clothes and some stuff.
Cool. Now, I know General is still in the game, but since the other two can see what General's player looks like, what does General's player look like?
I really hadn't thought about it,
That's okay.
but probably roughly about the same height as Wilhelm, with short, dark brown, almost black hair, little overweight, nothing real special.
Fair enough.
No, that just closed. This part is closed. The ice cream was no cheating.
Okay.
No.
But you're... So, General's player is continuing north to go kill some ghouls and eventually a green hag. A
And a Wendigo, and then maybe
a pack of gnolls, and Orcus eventually.
And maybe, maybe negotiate with Orcus, because they're the demon prince of undead.
Demon Lord. Yeah.
Try to convince them to come join the fight against the three because, Magister's challenging their power.
Alright. But anyway, that's obviously still going to take several hours to go through all of that. What are Emma and Wilhelm up to?
Her life choices at this moment.
Questioning your life choices?
Yeah, for what have I done?
Fair enough. Feel free to forget I exist for a bit. Okay.
Wilhelm is looking around curiously. Like you can tell even in game and out, he's essentially just a researcher. He's kind of just curious about shit.
Yeah, you've never seen the real world without a filter over it. You know? Like, this isn't even the default settings. The Envron network has never let you see this.
So, Wilhelm, in your vast knowledge, why is the sky green?
So it's highly likely every book I've ever read was a lie. But if I had to guess, I'm guessing that we poisoned the planet. So they built a false domain, aka the environment system, so we wouldn't see what we've really done to the world. Ignorance is bliss.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Yep, sounds about right to me, says Callum.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. Wilhelm.
Callum. If you haven't guessed, I'm a Discon, and I guess you two are now too. So,
Sweet.
I've been trying to convince this one to come back to Discon territory, because I'm fairly confident in my firewall, but there is a possibility, even with the scrolling security, that the network might break through and spot us, and then we're in a lot of trouble. So, yeah, we should probably get going.
I see that spirit of yours seems to work pretty handy on bots, I'm assuming, by the several bots laying around here in the dirt.
Oh, yeah, it's deceptively simple to look at, but there's actually a small battery pack near the tip, and it sets off a electrostatic discharge to fry their electronics. It's pretty fun. Works on their biological components too.
Probably acquire at least one of those 1.1 each. We should probably we need something.
Yeah, I can help you craft your own weapons when we get back home.
Sweet. Well, I think General is going to be fine. She seems to have a plan going on in there that I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah, I overheard the thing about trying to become the king of both worlds. Interesting. I mean, the game world doesn't mean anything. It's fake, but go them.
I mean, it's still, not a bad idea. I mean,
And I reckon the plan that Jester has is still going to be in effect with her, since she's going to end up breaking, I guess, the network from within, since for some reason we're very entertaining.
I can show you what we're working on if you want.
Pardon?
All right. Well, we can walk and talk, but see, we've had an idea for a while now of using an EMP device to just fry the main computer network, but we're not sure that there is a central computer network, since that seems to be a gestalt multi-AI system as far as we can tell. So we need something powerful enough to put. We either need multiple smaller devices or one big device that we can put in the middle of town and set it off. The problem is we haven't been able to pull that off. We haven't even been able to stay in the town center as long as I have today. So it's partly because of the drain on processing that you guys are causing that has allowed us to get this far. Of course, now you're out, that's going to be a bit harder, but what? You're thinking of something, aren't you?
Idea or two.
Well, I'm open to ideas.
Well, the system, of course, like everything, can only handle so much. So why not just overload it?
That's kind of what you've been doing.
Yeah. So why not just do that to the extreme?
What do you have in mind?
Well, at one point or two, if you could get me back in the system. I think 5 of me put a pretty decent pull on the system. As long as the system doesn't take any of my stuff away, we could see how well a million does.
I think your character's already been replaced.
Well, we can come up with a new one. I've seen Jester borrow others before. I think he borrowed. I don't know if he borrowed or if he just made his own and then kept jacking him.
Well, yeah, you could hack into an NPC, perhaps even one of the Wilhelm NPCs.
Mm-hmm. Preferably, I'd like to be in Prime because he just has the capacity for the extra stuff. But yeah.
All right. Well, I'll bring you back and I'll show you how to hack into Prime. Is currently the drone that's nearest your friend there, so shouldn't be too hard. As far as these things
I
go.
guess.
Sorry?
I said, let's go, I guess.
Yeah. So he takes you back through the town square, which again is just these tall brutalist buildings of concrete and glass. Wilhelm in real life is curious and observant, yes? You're muted at the moment.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So... you may notice that there appears to be a sort of translucent barrier above the city. And as you come to where as he continues to lead you through the city, you even see some of the massive industrial pillars that are holding it up. As you come to the edge of the smart city, you come to first the border town. And Border Town has a lot more people like Callum that have either wrist computers or handheld devices. Some of them even have modified collars or headsets. And there seems to be a roaring trade in drone parts. And then he wordlessly takes you through. There's also shops in this part of town that are, yeah, that's how you know about the roaring trade, because you see the people taking broken drones into what is essentially a pawn shop. But yeah, and you come out of the occupied area at the edge of the smart city into the Discon village beyond that. Now the Discon village doesn't look great. The houses may be functional in and not at all pretty in the city, but here we've got a mixture of all different sort of shacks, mostly made of salvaged wood and metal and whatever they can find. And but you see people wearing clothing that some of which has been salvaged and patched. Others have been made from scratch. And you also see strange animals, some of which are dog-like or pig-like. Some of them in pens, some of them running loose. There are children running around laughing and playing. There are people participating in all kinds of crafts. You even see a dude hammering away at an anvil. Home sweet home. Do you want to get some food and clothing first, or weapons, or do you want to go straight to see Jester?
We should probably go see Jester. He's going to be pretty upset if we don't go to him first. He's been trying to get us to come here for God knows how long.
You game? He says, turning to Emma.
Sure, I've always wanted to punch him, so let's go.
Oh, that's going to be tricky. You'll see. But he leads you to a larger building that, as you approach it, you can hear electronic noises and music coming from inside. And there's some rope lights above the door that loop around to roughly say Bella's Arcade. And Callum opens the door and gestures you for you to go in. Do you go inside? I should point out that even in the Discon village, even if there's no dome covering it, you still see the occasional drone flying overhead. But yeah, the Wilhelm, are you going into?
Yeah, Wilhelm's kind of curious, so he's going to.
Okay. So, behind the counter, you see a older, red-headed woman, little on the broad side, like muscular, standing behind a counter. What the fuck do we have here?
The consequences of y'all's actions.
No, I don't think I'm that pretty, but that's rude. I don't think I'm that ugly.
Callum, did you freeze some more? Well, yeah, the last lot worked out so well. Pah! Sure.
Well, to the lady that's not nice enough to introduce your name, hello, I am Wilhelm.
Hi, I'm Bella. This is my arcade. Want to play some games? Don't suppose you've got any coins, do you?
No.
Yeah.
And considering I just took a collar off my neck, I think I'll avoid games for the time being. Thanks for the offer, though.
By the way, the next room, you can hear it. You can hear it already and see it through the archway. That it's full of old cabinet-style arcade machines.
Okay, maybe I am kind of curious. I've only read about those. Never seen one.
Yep, have a look around. We got all the classics. We got Virtua Fighter. We got Centipede. We've got The Simpsons. We've got Moonwalker. Have fun.
I will. Thank you.
Pulls out her coin sock.
From the last time we went on this adventure, I used like a fabricator to give me like a bunch of coins in a sock.
Alright, you got quarters for the machines. Nice. What are you going to play? They got House of the Dead. And Gran Turismo.
I guess like a Centipede.
You're gonna play Centipede? Alright. Callum says, don't take too long. Jester's in the back. Fuck, you're taking him to see Jester already? He's been waiting for them. Trust me. Shit. You really think they're ready for that?
Is he kind of suspended in wires and look like a ghoul?
How the fuck do you know that?
He showed me what he looked like whenever he glitched out when we first met him.
Huh. Well, I guess you are prepared. Go on through then.
Okay. I just put the sock back in my pocket.
Inside your suit.
Yeah. Gotta make sure I'm protected.
Okay. Callum leads you through to the back, where there are racks and racks of strange contraptions. A lot of it is console tech or computer tech or arcade tech that's partway being adjusted, but some of it looks more dangerous. And past all of the racks of shelves, you see a large cylindrical tank full of bubbling liquid, and suspended in that liquid is Jester.
Wilhelm is going to whistle and kind of just nod his head. You know, all the times Jester said he wanted to talk to us. Never thought I'd talk to him while he was in a jar.
Yeah, he's been kind of stuck in a jar ever since the network fucked him up.
So, who is he exactly? Like, we've been making theories that he's the creator of the network?
Kinda. We think? I mean, it's hard to say. They really did no number on his brain. But I can't imagine that they would do this to anyone else but either somebody who was trying to break it or the person who made it. But anyway, he's got a console right there at the foot of his tank. You can type into using the keyboard there whatever you want to say to him, and his response will come up on the screen.
Well, Gwen, I think the honors should go to you. You talked to him long before I did. Oh, no, it's not Gwen. Oh, man, I was going to be weird.
Emma.
No, it's fine. You can call me my character name.
No, it's okay. I should get used to calling you by your out of game name. It's more respectful. So Emma, okay.
I will type out.
Stop dead naming me. So what are you going to type?
Okay, let me. I got a sync of like what I need to type.
All right.
It must be funny. Because this has been like a meeting for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I don't think you're allowed to punch him. I'm pretty sure that's rude if the person's stuck in a can.
It's not like you can dodge.
Okay.
It's true. There's no sport in it.
Yeah, the moment if you tried to punch him, you'd just be hitting glass. So, you know.
I guess just F-U.
Nice to see you too.
It.
Comes up. Nice to see you too. Comes up on the screen.
So one of your colleagues got me out along with Wilhelm. Now what?
Now we need to find a way to hack you back in. But now you have... has he given you the tour yet? Cameron shakes his head and says, "No, you asked to see Jester first."
I tap out no.
Well, he's going to show you around town after we're done here, and you'll get to see what we're fighting for. Humanity, freedom, innovation, hope. And then, with this perspective, you can use one of our spoofing systems to go back in and really fuck things up. It'll be fun.
So what exactly is outside of all this?
Well, beyond the perimeter of the Discon village, it's pretty wild out there. There are monstrous creatures, a combination of bioengineering and cybernetic systems. We, of course, kill them both for their food and for their technology. Reverse engineer what we can. See if we can use it for ourselves. We also go hunting for scrap. There are some ruined cities out there in the wilderness. Older places, far older than the smart city. It's good salvage out there.
I think we all expected this, but the moment he says that, Wilhelm's ears kind of prick up curiously.
Oh, you like that, do you, Wilhelm?
I'm not a researcher in the game alone just because I find it fun. It's kind of just what I do.
I can see you, and I can read your lips, but it would still be better if you typed it.
Gwen, can you please type in that? It's
Yeah,
kind of just what I do. I'm a researcher. Thank you.
Okay, I'll type out stuff. He says this.
That he's a curious researcher in the real world as well.
He's a curious researcher and just like who he was in the game.
Aha. Well, you'll find lots of fun things to explore and tinker with. In fact, I know exactly who we need to introduce you to next. Tinkerer Jones. Oh, that mad old fool, says Callum. He's mad. He's fucking mad. What's Callum complaining about, says Jester.
Wilhelm's going to type it on so Gwen doesn't have to keep typing and just say, he says the Tinkerer is a crazy person.
Well, that's true. But sometimes you need to be crazy to make this old junk work. And he's one of the best at making the old junk work. I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for Tinkerer Jones. You call that living, says Callum.
I hate to be a pessimist, so I've got to agree with the judgmental kid. Looks pretty rough for life.
Emma?
Yeah, sure, let's meet him.
You typing that in?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, you know where I am if you ever want to talk to me again. Hopefully, though, by then you'll have your own spoof systems. And we can talk in the network. I'm much prettier there.
And I've gotten the impression from your desk lady that I'm not quite good looking, evidently. She was very, very not happy to see us walking through the door.
I think that's because you are neck workers, as some people call you.
That's rather presumptuous. Not incorrect, but presumptuous. Well, let us go. Seems like we have quite the world of fantasy.
Yep. We're no longer in Fantasyland. We're in post-apocalypse sci-fi.
Yep. Indeed.
I
Go on.
Let's meet some new people.
Yep. So, as you head out from the arcade, waving goodbye to Bella, who sort of snorts at you, you get the definite impression that if she had an avatar, it'd be a half-orc.
You know what? Yeah.
And yeah, he takes you into town proper, where you go past the smith, who seems to be working on a shovel. You go past a pen full of pig-like things, and Callum says hello to the to a girl that's tending them. Hey, Scylla. Hey, Callum. Got some new ones? Yeah. Are these going to last longer than the last ones? Well, we'll see. Good luck with that. Thanks, Scylla. Ignore her. She's a tease. Anyway, Tinker's place is right here. Yeah. Just knock.
Knock.
You knock and you hear a couple of things. Whir and move, and then there's a ting-a-ling-a-ling, and shortly after you hear a voice that says, "Come on in!" and the door creaks open on its own. Oh shit, Wilhelm's not here. Wilhelm said burb, and
Okay, Wilhelm has
returned. Wilhelm has returned. Yep.
Yay!
So, yes. So, Wilhelm, did you hear the description of what happened when Emma knocked on the door of Tinkerer Jones's place?
No, I did not. I'm sorry.
Okay. So she knocked. Something whirred up. A couple of things clicked. A bell went off. And then you hear a voice say, "Come on in!" And the door swings open. I just put the kettle on to boil. Are you tea drinkers?
Actually, yes, I am.
Good.
Yeah, sure. Let's go. Tea sounds good.
Excellent. Got an old style fabricator here. Makes it pretty good. Come on in. Don't just stand in the doorway. Come on.
Okay, Emma walks in.
Wilhelm walks shortly after.
So inside, it's rather dimly lit, but you see lots of mechanisms like clearly visible around the walls. Tinkerer Jones himself has an aesthetic, a clothing aesthetic that would definitely be described as steampunk. His clothing is covered in bits of gadgets, some of which are moving. And he's got several lenses on his spectacles. So, what brings you to see old Tinkerer Jones?
We're really just new here to town, and I was told I should come and see you.
New in town, huh? Where are you from?
Yep. The city.
The city?
Yep.
The Enveron city?
Yep.
Are you former networkers?
Yes, we would be.
I guess.
You don't happen to have your Enveron devices still, do you?
No, I think I just dropped mine there in the street.
Oh, pity.
I still have mine. Why do you want it?
What do you think? I'm gonna tinker with it.
Sure, why not?
Thank you very much. She'll be able to make a nice spoof device out of this. So, if you're new in town, you'll be needing some clothing, some weapons, some... Well, you might need a profession. Perhaps if you're gonna earn your way. What do you think you'd be doing? Are you hunting? Are you farming? Are you crafting? Are you spoofing?
I think odds are for right now we may end up spoofing.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like the big plan that Jester and people have for us is just to go back to the network and just do what we were before, and that we were kind of accidentally, I guess, being too good at gamers.
Oh. Well, the network probably ain't gonna want you back then if you were causing trouble.
No, we weren't initially causing trouble. We were just really fun to watch.
Oh. Well,
In my case, I kind of overloaded the system, but still fun to watch.
Yeah, this one made multiple versions of himself and has the potential to use multiple game-breaking stuff.
Ah. Well, you know what? I think life is a game. Wouldn't you like to explore reality for a while and see how the other half live? Experience true freedom before you go back into that prison?
The issue is we left a friend in there that we need to probably get out.
Ooh, prison break. Love it.
Mm-hmm. However, I do like the idea we should probably get some kind of weapon.
What do you fancy? Are you, Now, a lot of people would prefer to stay well away of danger and damage things from a distance. Problem is, a lot of these big old beasties are fast. They'll be on you before you know what's happening. Then you'll need something you can use face to face. Something that'll take them down quick so they don't hurt you so bad. So, Guns are fun. Ammo's hard to make, though. Personally, it's sad to say, as much as I like a good gadget, ain't nothing better for surviving out there than a good old spear.
There's a type of weapon. When I was a wee little lad, my dad was hooked up. It was a wee weapon he used that I practiced with a little bit, but we used a dumbed down version that wasn't really effective. But he said in the game that there was a different version. Do you have the ability to make like some type of like chained weapon?
Chained weapon?
Yeah, the way he described it was very weird. And
like a flail?
Practice with it. Weird. A little bit longer. It's one really long chain essentially that's wrapped around your arms. One side is a knife, and the other side is a like bludgeoning object. Yeah, my dad said he got the idea from a game when I was like a super little kid. Never found out the game though.
Yeah, the reason why you don't make things like that in the real world is because something like that'll hurt you. You'll end up choking yourself with your own chain or hitting yourself with the bashy end.
And last one can learn how to use it. Though a spear doesn't sound bad either.
Everyone can use a spear. Of course, you can get really good at it with practice, but even with no practice, anybody can pick one up and stab it into something. Yeah. I was actually thinking of Kill Bill's Go-Go.
Yeah, it is something like that, but it's an actual thing. I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, it's essentially like you wrap it around your arms. One side is it's like a sandbag or like a little iron ball.
Did you see
yeah, kind of like that on one side. Yeah.
Go-Go from Kill Bill. So anywho, what was Go on.
I was gonna say, I guess for me in the game, I was used to, I guess, using a bow and arrow along with dual wielding swords or daggers.
You want daggers? Just daggers? Just knives?
I mean, I'm kind of used to, like, I imagine guns will be very effective, but, like, not used to using one.
Spear is just a knife on a stick. Pretty
True.
Much. But true. How about a knife and a stick that you can click together?
You mean a crossbow?
No. I mean, you have a dagger, and on the bottom of that dagger is some sort of, possibly a bayonet fitting. And you also have a pole that you can use as a stick to hit things with. But on the end of that is the other side of the bayonet fitting. So you can... I've changed his accent, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So you can take the dagger and slot it onto the bayonet and click it into place, and then you've got a spear.
You like spears, don't you?
I've seen them used very well. seen almost everything else not work as well. Now,
Even bows.
problem with a bow is you have to see them coming from a distance. Now, the jungle is thick out there. You might hear them, but you won't see them until they're on top of you. In which case, a bow's useless. Besides, to get good at using a bow, you gotta train. Pretty sure your shooting arm has never actually held back a real bowstring. Am I right?
Fair. Maybe we should try out some of the weapons you have to see what we're good at.
Sure. Now, some of the weapons are more useful for after you've taken it down. Like this, for example. And he holds up a hatchet. Let me see if either of you can guess what this is for.
I'm assuming
Okay.
lopping off limbs.
Cut them off. Cut up pieces.
That's right. Hacking the beast to bits. A lot easier to carry them in bits. Now, the best way to practice with this is to go chop some wood. Now, my furnace about needs some more. So let's go do it. Let's go trout chopping wood.
Okay.
Okay.
And he gives you a hatchet each, as well as picking up a full-length woodcutter's axe. And he goes out the back of his shack. I presume, in the meantime, Genrilla is surrounded by ghouls and hacking at them left and right and having a whale of a time.
Yep.
Rescuing a unicorn? Sorry?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Would you rescue the unicorn or allow the wise woman?
Rescue the unicorn.
So you
Rescue the unicorn.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah. Yeah.
You remember this quest for a line from the original, right?
Yeah. I was trying to think what kind of. I was making sure that I was in line with the right kind of paladin, because Craxian may not actually.
Craxian may have let the wise woman
Yeah.
kill the unicorn and make a potion from its blood to cure the village.
Yeah. Yeah, but Genrilla being
Genrilla would not suffer the hangs.
would not suffer that.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I remember this quest line. It's been a long time, but I remember.
It has been a while.
I do miss Artorias was a fun old character.
Artorias was good. Maybe you can bring him back as a spoof character. But anyway. Uh-oh. Where'd he go?
Where'd he go? Poke.
Well,
It's me. You thought you could get rid of me, but I have returned.
Are you the real Wilhelm, or have you been replaced?
I cannot hear anybody's voices, but I have returned. Yeah, there we go.
Tell us something only the real Wilhelm would know.
Only the real Wilhelm would know.
Mm-hmm.
Only the real Wilhelm would know. Oh, his original hair color was a blonde that was going dirty blonde, and his father was disappeared one day, and he has no reason why.
It's just an odd coincidence that you dropped out of the game and then came back. Almost like you've been replaced with an AI.
You'd wish. No. I mean, if it was something you really wish I'd know, because we were just talking about him, Artorias' subclasses, though he never achieved them, were the Soul Barbarian and Samurai Fighter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Visual.
That's cool. All right. Jeff says I am fake. Yes. Okay. Okie dokie. So, yes, this is all true. So yes. Wilhelm and Emma are chopping wood. Now, imagine, if you will, that you have spent your entire life in an augmented reality game. How good do you think you'd be at actually chopping wood? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the weight of a real axe has only ever been simulated for you before. Yeah.
I will not give up.
Yes.
Just think you're back in the game. Just think that you're back in the game and you're doing medieval stuff.
Mm-hmm. You might want to aim through the wood instead of at it. Aim for the block underneath it. That way you'll get through.
Guess do a roll.
Well, no, because you're not in the game anymore.
And how are we supposed to do skill checks?
You don't. It's pure roleplay, baby.
Okay, I guess
We have
Emma
sheets
will,
for
I
the
guess.
real world. Yes, you did make sheets for the real world. This is true. But
Wait, we did?
you did? You didn't?
No,
I thought you
I
had.
did.
I thought you had one.
No, I just made like a backstory.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I needed. But has Jeff actually made a sheet for his?
No, I was missing a word in the.
Yeah.
I was missing a word in the message.
We have don't sheets for the real world. We don't have sheets for the real world. Yes. Sean is asking if you're AI. I can type. Indeed. Okay. Actually, let's have this up. Yes, and we're coming for you. I left the network amid plot happen. Yes, you did. Okay. But yeah, it's kind of funny. Like I imagine like a cinematic scene where we're literally jumping from Emma and Wilhelm chopping wood, and to Genrilla hacking down enemies. There's a for some reason there's a warforged in the middle of the longhouse that's just standing there doing nothing.
Sir, why do you have a warforge?
No. In the game. Sorry. The halfling village has a longhouse for guests. And tap anyone there. No response. It's a reference to the fact that when we played the original Halfling Hunger campaign, somebody joined as somebody joined as a Warforged, came for like one session, long rested and never came back. So he's the joke is he's still standing in the middle of the village.
Oh, that's sad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little bit. Could have been fun. Anyway. So, yeah. After you've chopped lots of wood, the Tinkerer invites you all back in for tea and crumpets, and he puts a bunch of the wood on the fire. And actually, as the stove warms up, he boils the water and starts mixing up a batter for the crumpets from scratch, and humming to himself. What do you do?
If you don't mind, could you show me how to do that too?
You want to know how to make crumpets? You want to know how to make crumpets? Yeah, I can show you how to make crumpets.
There's so much we don't know, and I want to know it all.
So, the real trick, once you have the batter, and everybody's got their own batter recipe, but it's mostly just, flour, eggs, and water. In the meantime, you need a good hot skillet. You need to put some fat in it. Let that fat melt down and get hot and start bubbling. And then you need to put these little rings on the skillet. That'll help the crumpets hold their shape. And then you pour the batter into the rings, and the heat will bubble through the crumpets as they're cooking and give you these nice little holes that you can melt butter into. You'll see they're delicious.
I'll take your word for it.
So wait, if it's small, so if you do that, then what exactly is a pancake then? It's a very big crumpet?
Kinda. Although they're kind of flat, then you can roll them up.
Fair enough. Okay, I guess I'll watch as well.
Oh, Wilhelm's doing more watching. He's full on trying to help every way he can.
Now, while they're bubbling away, let's make us some tea.
Alrighty, could you show me how to do that too? Like, I saw how to do it in the game, but I want to practice myself.
Well, sad thing is, it's believed that at one point, tea was made from a plant. We haven't found any more of these plants, and we've yet to figure out how to regrow them from, well, anything. So we have to rely on spoofers smuggling out some fabricated tea bags for us. So, making tea simple. You get yourself a mug, like this one, and he's brings out this porcelain. Well, you know what a mug is, but this one's clearly old. Like the porcelain is yellowing, and there's a crack in the handle and a tiny chip in one side. And
I think that cup is older than me.
He tosses in a tea bag, adds the hot water, pours some, stirs a teaspoon or two of honey into it, and then adds pours a white liquid from a jug into it, just a little bit, stirs it all up and hands it to you.
What was that white stuff do?
Well, nearest thing we can come to milk.
It didn't come from a male cow, did it?
No, it didn't come from a male cow. There aren't any cows anymore. But we do have creatures that can make milk. And they're female. And it does come from it is their breast milk.
Okay, just want to make sure. Had a bad experience when it comes to a minotaur.
A minotaur?
In the game. So, like, we could tell you the story when we're eating or something, I guess.
That's a story for when we're not eating. Just an idea.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
Later.
He flips the crumpets and knocks the rings off them, and you can see that what had been the bottom side of the crumpets does indeed have these bubble holes, like, cooked into it now. And he just browns the other side for a couple of minutes, flips them out of the pan, and melts a knob of butter onto each one of them. Help yourself. They're best while they're hot.
Wilhelm's gonna grab one, of course, way too fast, so he's gonna accidentally burn his hand, and then he's gonna set it back down, blow on his hand for a few seconds, and then pick it back up and try again.
It probably doesn't compute because in the Enveron network, even when something registered as hot, it was never hot enough to actually hurt.
Win. I think this is legitimate heat, and I don't mind it. I mean, it hurts, but I mean, still.
I touched the hot.
You touched the hot?
I guess I take a biscuit.
Crumpet. Yep.
Crumpet.
Wilhelm is immediately shoving his crumpet in his mouth. He's like, I want to try it.
Yeah. It's delicious. It's the best thing you've ever tasted.
When we have been robbed.
Nom.
Yes. If you ever get a chance to try real crumpets, they're awesome.
I will have to try it sometime. Yeah, I've never actually gotten to try real crumpets.
Yeah, me as well.
Woot. And yeah. Usually buy them like ready-made in packs, but I I'm pretty sure they're not as common in American stores as they are in British ones.
100% positive.
Because I only found them in one when I was in Wisconsin. Yeah. They had a big food of the, foreign food aisle. It was really weird to see British food and amongst the Indian and the Chinese and the Mexican.
Yeah, it's the one item inside a place, and you're just like, why is this here?
Because to America, English food is foreign, so yeah, makes sense. But yeah, anyway, Jeff is typing. What is Jeff typing?
Num num.
Yeah, he already typed num num. He's typing something else.
Okay.
But
maybe he said typing double num num.
Dance for you, machine overlords, little puppets. Okay. Makes perfect sense. So, yeah. You're sitting and eating crumpets and drinking tea while Generilla is slaying yet more monsters. He's probably moved on to the to the hungry dead now. To the,
Yay.
The best in general is just wading through them like they're nothing. Like die, die, die.
And you're dead, and you're dead, and everybody's dead. Okay. So, do you mind awfully if we put a pin in it there?
Sure.
I'm fine with me.
Cool.
Is everything right?
Yeah, I just have to get up early tomorrow to do a lot more deliveries because I have a day job now, and it. Yeah.
Day jobs, what are those?
Sorry, what?
Day jobs, what are those?
That's.
Night worker.
Well, this is my night job, so
That's true.
But yeah. I hope you guys at home have enjoyed listening to this as much as we've enjoyed playing. Tune in next week for more thrilling adventures. If you want to join a campaign, come find me in the Games of Geekery Discord server. If you're a DM and you want to talk about creating unique monsters, magic items, etc., I can help you out with that too. And in the meantime, no matter what role you play, have a good game.